The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in select states. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the facility. I do not know how we're going to get to everything we have to get to today. More NFL games have been released, including primetime games. Yesterday, though, Tyrese Haliburton, he said night-night to the one-seeded Cavs. The Cavs, are they the worst one seed in the history of one seed? I get it, but that was bad. And then the Celtics, they are up against the ropes tonight against the Knicks, but we can't even talk about that yet. The Nuggets last night, 2-2 versus the Thunder. Wasted a Jokic 44 and 50.
And wasted a parlay that I had. Parlay. Whoa.
I hear you, Shady. I hear you. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all could be watching any show. You're hanging out with us. This is the facility. If it's your first time watching, hopefully we supply the laughs, a little bit of education and entertainment on the way. Well, speaking of education, I don't know if y'all heard, Cowboys, Chiefs.
We heard.
Thanksgiving Day. Whole world watching. Breaking news of the day. Probably, Chase, you estimated maybe 50 million people. I see
50.
at least 40, to your point.
50.
Like Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Andy Reid, Shoddy, Travis Kelce, CeeDee Lamb. You could not ask for a more star-studded game at the home of the star where the whole thing became famous. But now the question for me is this. We all know the Cowboys have been America's team. Is it officially time to anoint and crown the Kansas City Chiefs as a new America's team with the Thanksgiving game and a Christmas Day game?
Nah, that don't matter. Chiefs, they gonna beat these boys, and that's not gonna change. When you play for Dallas, listen, that's when you become a real star. Even if you're just a good player. Good players in Dallas Cowboys, they become great players. Great players in Cowboys become freaking Hall of Famers forever, legends. Because you play for the Cowboys. Every topic you see on TV is gonna start with the Cowboys, right? I mean, why wouldn't it be America's team already with the Chiefs? All they do is go to the Super Bowl. All they do is go to the playoffs. All they do is go to the conference game. Why wouldn't it? They got the best coach in football all time, and they got the best quarterback right now, and they got a top 3 quarterback of all time right now with Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce dates Taylor Swift. Everything you want, they got going on. And you know what's really crazy is when Miles, the wide receiver?
Miles Austin?
When Miles Austin was dating Jessica, Kim Kardashian, right? Yeah. That was a big deal. You thought it was Taylor Swift. A better one for you. When Kim Kardashian was dating, what was his name?
Which one? Basketball, football. So that's actually a hard answer. That's a difficult answer, Shady.
Let me leave Kim out because that could be all type of sports.
That would take me a while. I'm saying that would take me a while.
Time out. Yeah. Let me scratch out the notes. That could be a lot of sport. That could be, you're right. Anyway, all I'm saying is,
we got you.
I was trying to think of them with you, though.
I go to Miles.
Yeah. Basketball, golf. Yeah, you're right. She's a lot. All right, let's take her off it. My point was I was trying to say is, because using her was like,
that's facility for real.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's
that is so true.
No, it's just that, like, when you play for the Cowboys, everything is just maximized. It's always bigger. You know, so it can never change that. And another thing is the owner.
Yeah.
The owner's like a Deion Sanders as a player. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Mr. Hunt for the Chiefs, he ain't like that. You know what I mean? Mr. Lawyer, champions for Eagles, Jerry got his own swag, his own conversations, had his own press conferences. So it would never be nobody like the Dallas Cowboys.
That's well said. Shady changed my answer. As he was talking.
You had Kim too?
I had Chiefs. No. I had the Chiefs. But when Shady said this, he said every topic is going to start with the Cowboys. I literally was thinking about this. If the game was announced Thanksgiving that the Chiefs were playing the Detroit Lions, we not leading the show with it. Chiefs playing the Ravens, we not leading the show with it. Chiefs playing the Bengals, we not leading the show with it. Chiefs playing the Cowboys, we leading the show with it. Cowboys playing the Eagles, we leading the show with it. Cowboys playing the Commanders, we probably leading the show with it. It's the Cowboys that made this the first topic that we're discussing today because everybody cares about the Cowboys. People always think that hate is the strongest emotion. It's not. Apathy is the strongest emotion. If I don't care about you, That's when that's actually the strongest emotion. People come up, hey, Acho, I hate you. I say, get in line. Congratulations. A lot of people do. But that's actually when you know you're doing something right. If you were emotionally moving somebody, the Cowboys emotionally move the whole economy of sports. Yeah. So because of what Shady said, actually, I do got to change my answer from the Chiefs to the boys.
I got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are ratings kings, man. Like if you look at the last year, of the top 10 most watched NFL games, the Chiefs had 4 of them, including on Fox. We set records around here. 127.7 million people watched the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are in it, along with the Eagles. But the Chiefs are in it. I'm going to give you a date. January 15th, 1995. Can anyone guess what that date is?
Last time they won the Super Bowl?
The last NFC championship game.
Don't go too far now.
That the Cowboys were in.
Wild guess.
Okay, the Chiefs, they've been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. So you can say, hey, the marketing genius of Tex Schramm, remember him? And being overtaken by Jerry Jones, that was marketing. If you talk about on-field success, sustained success for the Chiefs has brought global brand recognition. You want to talk about Kim Kardashian? How about Taylor Swift? That whole era of people, see that one right there? I like that. But having the face of the most popular league in the world at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, that matters. Having a future Hall of Fame coach in Andy Reid, that matters. And you're in the middle of the dynasty, so you get more primetime games. Look, the Cowboys, okay, versus Chiefs Thanksgiving. I agree that we wouldn't be leading this show, but if it wasn't Cowboys-Chiefs, this game would pull 38, 39 million. But because of the Chiefs, it's going to pull 50 million. I 100% think that this is the case. And if you look at in the U.S. last year, the Chiefs are the most watched football team out of anyone on average. On average, they averaged 25.5 million people watching the Kansas City Chiefs. So when you say that, I agree that the NFL is just better when the Cowboys are good. But when you look at what the Chiefs have done and you look at the global brand recognition, it's really hard to say right now that the Kansas City Chiefs are not the new America's team, in my opinion. And maybe it's just by a mustard seed, but I think they have overtaken them.
I appreciate you coming on the show, putting up the good fight.
This here, good fight.
This here ain't even close. If you went to Nigeria, all right, and you seen Ugo,
I've seen Chiefs bandanas.
You probably see a Cowboys hat somewhere.
Chiefs
If you went to Paris, you probably see a Cowboys hat somewhere. You probably ain't gonna see a lot of Chiefs stuff. It's not even close. If CeeDee Lamb was dating Taylor Swift and Taylor Swift was in the suite at the Cowboys, do you know how crazy that would be? Do you know how crazy the NFL would be if that would happen right there?
Dynamic would be fascinating.
You've been doing TV for a little while now. How many times have we talked to Kansas City Chiefs?
A lot.
You probably could count on your hand. We talk to Cowboys when they winning. We talk to Cowboys when they losing. Yeah. We talk to Cowboys when they average. We talk to Cowboys when they healthy. We talk to Cowboys when they hurt.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys will forever be America's team. That will never be taken. Jerry Jones is brilliant, but the Cowboys will never be overtaken, especially by the Kansas City Chiefs or anybody like that.
Here's what's interesting to me, because when the Cowboys first started doing really well, right, and it was just massive marketing ploy, and they were winning games, they were winning Super Bowls, they had all the names and stuff like that. They were the most favorite team. Now, and then they sort of became the villain, and then they went to apathy. Here's where the Kansas City Chiefs are getting to be America's team, in my opinion. When they first started winning, everyone was like, oh my gosh, who's this new team? Who's this awesome team? Now they're 5 out of the last 6 Super Bowls. They were going for 3 straight. Everyone wants the ref. They become sort of the villain.
Yeah, they're just the Patriots. They're not the Cowboys.
But I'm saying, like, I do believe that because they've become the villain, they're way more entertaining to the masses. Not just like living and dying and saying, hey, they're just a good team. People hate stuff about them now. Hate them.
Let me ask you this real quick. Okay, Chris Jones, is he a good player?
Really good player.
He's a great player.
Great player.
Parsons is a great player. Who would you say is probably the better career, better?
Of course, Chris Jones. He's been there.
Who we talk about more? We talk about Parsons more? We talk about Chris Jones more?
Parsons.
Let me tell you this. You know, Chris Jones has a podcast too. Did y'all know that?
Didn't know that.
Right, but Parsons has played for the Cowboys.
You probably don't say crazy stuff like Parsons do.
Okay, cool. Who's better quarterback, Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott?
Not close.
Whose career is better?
Not close.
Who do we talk about more?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Think about it, Chase.
We talk Mahomes quite a bit on the show.
We talk more about Dak than we talk about Mahomes.
We lead the topic with Dak,
we talk about Dak.
Else.
Let's go to the
You talk about Dak a lot.
Let's talk to the coaches. Let's talk about the coaches. Andy Reid is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. At least we can all agree on this. He's the best coach right now, James Jones.
True facts.
Who's the Cowboys head coach?
Shoddy.
I've heard about him more than I've heard about Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
And he didn't even coach yet. You get what I'm saying? Let's go to some of the star players, though, right? Because CeeDee Lamb is a great player, right? I think Travis Kelce, we talk about him because he's a great player, but also he dates who he dates. But then I look at guys like Trevon Diggs, right?
He's not better than Trent McDuffie.
No.
And we never talk about McDuffie. You get what I'm saying?
People don't even know who Trent McDuffie is. Ladarius Sneed? People didn't even know Ladarius Sneed was. But Deron Bland gonna get talked about now.
Yeah.
Let's move on to that topic. Okay, so let's go to now playing the game, because we all play the game. Imagine playing the game, you going against the Chiefs. You want to ball against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
When you play the Cowboys,
It's different.
you hear what I'm saying? When I had a game, we got the Cowboys on TV on primetime against the America's team, you going to ball out different.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? And then the ratings is different. Like, yo, everybody's watching. I love the Chiefs, but it can't compare to the Cowboys.
I think
As of late, it has.
But you gotta be
As of late,
But look, you gotta be good. So, like, for example, if the Chiefs wasn't good, we not gonna talk about them.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, they're terrible, Chase. If Dak Prescott plays how he plays in the playoffs in the regular season, we still gonna talk about him.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm
That's a good
saying?
point.
We
I
didn't
will
really talk
say
about him
this.
once Dak got hurt.
I'll
last
say this,
year.
though. The Chiefs are doing as much as a team can possibly do to be America's team.
Yeah.
You got international stars in Travis Kelce, in large part because of his proximity to an international star. The face of the league is Patrick Mahomes. You are a dynasty in the making that we're all witnessing. You are kind of in the heartland of America, if you will suggest that, in Kansas City. So the Chiefs are doing as much as possible. I just think, Chase, the Cowboys got there first. They planted the flag there first, what Jerry Jones did with television first, and Jerry. Jerry is really what makes them, I believe.
So then, if you guys don't think it's the Chiefs, then, or even that they've remotely overtaken them, then what is it going to take for somebody to do
Nobody.
it?
It would never.
So then why? Even though the Cowboys have been so
question.
bad,
Good question.
so bad. They mean January 15th, 1995, Shady McCoy.
matter.
It's all marketing.
I would suggest to when Jerry retires, when Jerry steps down,
Yep.
when Jerry's no longer the owner. That's because
think
Jerry's
so?
what does it. Think about it, though, for a second, Chase. Even before you were on the show, Cooper Rush plays for 3 or 4 games, and Jerry says, I want a quarterback competition. So now we had to talk about him. CeeDee Lamb is up for a contract. Could have quietly re-signed him like the Bengals did. Could have quietly re-signed him like the Bengals did Joe Burrow. Instead, that was a topic of discussion for 2 weeks on this show. Jerry Jones, interviewed Deion Sanders, but he didn't really.
Yeah.
So now we had to talk about that for a week.
He's a genius.
So he is a marketing
He is.
genius. That's why the Cowboys brand is the most rich in all of sports in the world. However, they don't win no games. Go ahead, Jay.
Even if Jerry's not there, it ain't
think?
going nowhere, bruh. Like, I mean, I played for the Raiders, and Al Davis still gets talked about. And I would say Jerry Jones is bigger than Al Davis. Of
course.
And Al Davis was like that, and he still gets talked about. It ain't going
Hey, but
nowhere,
look at
dog.
the setup,
It is going to be
though.
hard.
Out of all the teams you play against, just think about the setups. When you play the Cowboys, it's like entertainment. The cheerleaders, they look a little better. The outfits, they look a little better. Right? They got the set, like the whole set, the screens, like everything is like an entertainment. When you walk out to play the game, the mirrors are clear. Everybody can see you. It's like you're going to an entertainment. Like you ever go to a concert?
Entertainment venue.
But when you play other teams, it's not that. It's football arena.
Yes.
But there, it's beautiful.
Like the Chiefs is a football stadium.
Ain't like that at all.
The Chiefs is a football stadium.
Football
The
stadium.
Cowboys arena, it is an entertainment venue for any
Celebs.
entertainer to
Wine
show
and
up
cheese
and be.
crowd.
But even like that, but even just look after football. Who on TV from the
Romo?
Chiefs?
Oh, you're
Chiefs.
saying Cowboys.
Everybody from the Cowboys.
Everybody from the Cowboys,
gotta be
strictly
good.
because people want to know.
They gotta be good.
You
That's
feel
the
what I'm
worst.
saying?
That is
Like,
the
come
worst.
on, man.
The Cowboys
you
and
got
the
job for a
Giants.
lifetime when you play for the Cowboys.
The Cowboys and the Giants, but that's the best. I remember I was going up against this dude. I don't even say his name, but Dancing with the Stars, and they tell me because I guess they go on like it'd be let's say it was 7, 8 guys, and then it goes to 5 guys, and then it goes to 3 guys. I said, I'm gonna win this because some of the big guys they got out there early. So I come in, I said, it's a wrap. Let me I'm gonna start stretching and get ready to dance. And this player from the Cowboys beat me out.
Cowboys or Giants?
Giants.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, we ain't even close. We ain't even in the same. He don't look at me. He don't move. He ain't. And you know what happened? They said, well, LaShawn, even though you got all that, he plays for the Giants.
Was he the running
and
back?
You don't play for the Cowboys.
Was it Jennings?
I ain't getting sorry. but the big dogs I was against, I beat them out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rashad. Didn't mean for you to catch straight.
Oh, that's crazy they did that.
Drama, dog.
Hey, let's move to the NBA playoffs. We have to. A must-watch game occurred last night. Nikola Jokic put up one of the best playoff performances of his career. 44 points, 15 rebounds, an absolutely dominant performance. He had 25-plus in the first half alone, if I am not mistaken. Finished the game with 44, but somehow, some way, the Nuggets took a loss. How do you lose the game when Jokic goes off for 44 and 15? Question is simple. Was it a great Thunder win? Or was it a bad Nuggets loss? 2-5.
I'm going with a bad Thunder's loss. Y'all are champions, right? The Thunder, they ain't been there. They don't know how this thing works. Every game for them is all new. Okay, wow, we're in this series. It's all new to them. When I look at Jokic, I look at the Denver Nuggets, y'all been there before. Y'all got champion DNA in y'all. Y'all led the whole game. Every time the Thunder got close, y'all made that gap bigger. Yep. They got it down to 3, let's get this thing back to 9. Yep. Got it back down to 6, get this back to 11. They were doing the whole game. And in the fourth quarter, you had about, a 4 or 5 minute span where y'all couldn't score at all. I'm like, yo, coach, call a timeout. Let's get a play in here. Because you do have Jamal Murray. You do have Jokic. You have these guys. Michael Porter Jr., like, where you at?
Talk about it.
Can't even find you. Don't blame no shoulder. You've been there before. I was so upset, not because I had money on the game, not because I lost a parlay.
Hello.
Just because y'all been there before. You playing against a team that hasn't. And then y'all waste my man's game like that? 40-something points? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. And another thing is, I don't know if you can bounce back from that. Because when you go in a game like that where you're a little older team than the Thunder, right? If you watch the game, they play at a way faster pace, and you beating these boys, you got them really beat. Yeah. Right? All them time, you in the whole game, because players are playing so many minutes. Yeah. And you got to think about that. Okay, if we win this game, we get some rest, we go back home. Now it's like, yo, we lost this game. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to win the game back home and then come all the way back to Oklahoma to win. That's a lot to do.
Look, in the facility, we call people out by name. It's not a bad Nuggets loss. It's a bad Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook loss. That's who it is. It is a bad Michael Porter Jr. and Russell Westbrook loss. 6 points combined last night. It's on y'all two. That is. The game before, I think they had like 12 points combined. It's on y'all two, with all due respect or disrespect. Last night, they shot 0 of 10 from 3 combined. Last night, they shot 2 of 12 from the field combined. That's Porter Jr. and Russell Westbrook. Yeah. The game before that, 3 of 19 from the field, 2 of 14 from 3, like 2 of 12 from 3. It's just been bad all the way around. Y'all giving us 6 points? 5 points? 5 points? It's not a bad Nuggets loss. Yeah. I can't put that loss on Nikola Jokic. Of course not. I'm not putting that loss on Jamal Murray. I'm not putting that loss on Aaron Gordon. A couple shots didn't fall. He saved several games this series. Yeah. If 2 of the 6 players in a 7-player rotation aren't contributing at all whatsoever, it's on y'all two. Yeah. Not blaming Brown. Brown's job is to go out there, play defense, make the occasional shot, but primarily be a lockdown defender. I'm not blaming Gordon. I'm not blaming Murray. I'm not blaming your Jokic. I am looking squarely in the eyes of Michael Porter Jr. and Russell Westbrook.
So hold on. Can we blame the coach? Because I watch. Now, real talk, I watch Westbrook, and I love Westbrook. Yeah. We talk about dog. He's the definition of 100%. A dog. But sometimes you got to sit the dog down, okay? So hold on for a second. I watched him airball like 2 shots in a row. I watched him turn the ball over. I said, okay, it's time. I'm sure coach is going to make a substitution real soon. Okay, after the first air ball. Okay, cool. Maybe the second air ball. I'm in the coach said, well, when are you going to take him out?
Here's the dilemma, though.
What's the dilemma?
Remember, Westbrook was always relief for Porter. Always. This whole playoff series, Porter struggles, go to Westbrook. Yeah. Westbrook doesn't struggle. Porter struggles, go to Westbrook. Westbrook doesn't struggle. Remember, if you go back to the Clippers-Nuggets series, I believe it was a game that went into overtime, either game 1 or game 2. Porter didn't even play the fourth quarter or the overtime. It was all Westbrook. Yeah. But now the problem, Porter's struggling, go to Westbrook. Westbrook struggling. If you go back to Porter, you're not getting no defense. You're not getting no passing game. You're not getting no primary rebounds. He's 6'10", so he's going to give you 5 or 6 just by happenstance. So I think the dilemma, Shady, isn't a lack of desire. It's just you can't get none. What happened? What happened? What happened?
You see what you did? I'm about to punch you in the face, and you stop me. They losing the game. Stop him. You get what I'm saying? Yo, they could have put the young kid Watts in the game. Yeah. Long dude, a good defender. He could play solid. You can't let somebody slowly kill you. Yeah. This ain't a regular season game.
But
you don't get this game back.
The only thing with Russ, though, Russ is really one of the main dudes on that roster with the most energy and plays the hardest. Maybe the coach is like, man, some of these games, Russell Westbrook has helped us win with his energy and effort. He has. He's rebounded. He's got steals. He has made some plays. I understand. But this is a very, very, very bad Nuggets loss.
Did you see the air balls, though, James?
I did.
Hard, man.
And I was scratching my head like, come on, Russ.
And then he shoot it like he made
it. But it's on everybody else but Jokic. The coach, Murray.
It's not on Murray. It's not on Murray.
Balling.
Murray, the coach,
not on Murray,
Gordon, all that. And the main reason is where y'all at in the fourth quarter?
Murray put up buckets. He put up buckets.
They was 1 for 15 in the fourth quarter, 0 for 10 and 3. Didn't nobody help that man. He was like, Kevin, help me. Help. Didn't nobody help him. You got a team in OKC on the ropes, on the road with a chance to close it out at the crib. Michael Porter Jr., you give us 2 points, bruh. Like, that's 2 more points than me, Shady, and Nacho up here. No, for real, though. Like, come on, man. And they're not going to win if he don't play well. Yeah. They're not. It ain't going to happen.
Here's where I'll disagree. They're not going to win if Porter and Russ don't play well. Game 1, Russ gave you 20. Game 2, Russ gave you 18. You can win with that. But Porter can't play. He can't go 0 for 5, 2 points, and Russ go 1 for 6. That's where I'm like, you got to get something, James. I look at Porter and Russ as one person. Just give me a cumulative good game between them two. They both, not just struggling, they both are atrocious on the court right now by their standards, obviously. That's where I'm like, something's got to give. But, James, Murray gave you 26, big dog.
Murray was playing well.
He gave you 26 of them things,
cool.
Coach.
But at
26 of them.
You got to give me something when it matters, though. Our team is on the ropes now. Joker done gave us everything. You're our other superstar. You ain't gonna give me nothing in the fourth. You got to give me something, Acho. That's all I'm saying. 26 is cool. 28 is cool. Good game. But what I'm saying, when we needed you the most in the fourth quarter, when Joker has really carried us the whole game, where are you at?
So this is my point, though, right? So because you guys are both right. I think I would have made some moves. As a coach, I got to make some moves. You can't be airballing back-to-back in prime time minutes. We can't do that. That's for one. Because now you're not giving us nothing, okay?
Airballing.
And then for Jamal Murray, I can't blame him for that because he was balling the whole game.
I'm not saying a loss on him, but
if we have a point where we can't score, let's call a timeout and let's get to our sets. Because sometimes the game is going so fast, we miss. They flying up court, SGA getting a shot, boom. Dort get a 3, boom. So the game's going fast. Timeout. Let's slow this thing down because they were up by 11 points.
Yeah.
Okay, and they walked that thing down. My thing is, okay, when the game got to, 8 points, timeout. Yeah. Let's get to one of our sets because now I could draw something out and get an easy basket. Yeah. You get what I mean?
But even with that, though, Murray is the other guy that you can give the ball to and say, go get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? He's your other superstar player. Instead of throwing it to Jokic and him making the right play,
the problem,
in the fourth quarter, we just need you to give us something. We just need you to give us a bucket.
Murray can give you a bucket, but usually he gives you a bucket in congruence with Jokic. Because I don't know if y'all remember that one possession.
Either way, run a 2-man game, but we need you.
Dort started getting in Murray's chest at the end of the game. Like, Dort started saying, you know what, Murray, it's time for me to strap you up real quick. It's hard on me, James, to look at Murray. Even Gordon. Gordon had a pedestrian game.
Yeah, he played solid.
He had a solid game. But at the point in which Jokic and Murray combined for 72,
well, I mean,
72?
Yeah, 44.
That's a lot.
But I'm just saying, like, for me, I treat Murray as a superstar player. And if this was another superstar player on a superstar team that didn't do nothing in the fourth quarter, we'd be killing him. Help him out.
That's fair.
You ain't going to give us nothing.
Why we don't put that to the coach, though? Get them in a set.
I agree.
You ain't got no whole bunch of just role players that can't score.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got MVP on your squad.
But
Thunder now up 3-2 in that matchup.
I hate that matchup.
That was a sick plane ride right there.
You got a huge matchup tonight. Remember, the Warriors, they're down 1-3, so you got the Timberwolves up 3-1. Then on the east side,
it's over for the
they closed out that series with the Pacers, but most importantly, two biggest brands you could suggest in the Eastern Conference, Celtics, Knicks. Hope's alive tonight. Game 5, they could end it. And the worst part about it all, Tatum, not going to be there. The Celtics championship window officially closed. They announced in the breaking news yesterday it is an Achilles injury. He's going to be done for the foreseeable future. Hey, that's next in the facility. Don't forget to check us out every day. Fox Sports Channel, Sirius XM. The Celtics are on the brink of elimination tonight against the Knicks, down 3-1. They will have to now do it without Jason Tatum. I cannot wait for this conversation, not because Jason Tatum is injured. That sucks. We've all sat here at the desk. I've had season-ending injuries. I don't know if James Jones has. Shady, he don't get hurt. So we know what it's like to get hurt in professional sports. Y'all aren't talking to an unempathetic show that's never been there. Y'all are talking to several individuals that have been in the training room, that have had to rehab, that have had to do all of these different things. James, let me ask you this. Has the Celtics championship window without Jason Tatum, now that he will be out at least for probably 9 months, has that window closed?
No, I still think the window's wide open. You got a young JB, you got a young Tatum who I believe will bounce back from this Achilles injuries. I think the window is still wide open, and they have a really good Boston team. Yeah, you lose a guy here and there, but they're going to make sure they keep a really good team around him. He will bounce back. He's young. 26 years old? He's a very young player. He will bounce back. He will get back to his all-NBA form, and he will play well. But you have another superstar on the other side of you in Jaylen Brown, right, that I feel like can hold this down. It's going to be tough to win a championship without Tatum, but when Tatum comes back, I believe this window is wide open, and I think he will make a full recovery. He will come back. He will play really good basketball. But the Boston Celtics is going to be a good basketball team for a long time to come, for sure.
I agree with that. I don't think the window is closed, but I don't think the window is closed because if you watch the Celtics play, and when y'all watch the Celtics play, it's almost like living in a household with two parents that argue. They don't verbally argue, but you know they don't get along. Not saying Tatum and JB don't get along as friends. Their game don't get along. It's weird. In the end of games, JB, because he a dog, he a real, killer, he be looking at Tatum like, okay, Tatum, I know you're the best player, so, you got to take the game winner first. And then if you miss it, you got to take the game winner again. After JB takes the game winners twice, JT takes him and misses, now JB's like, bro, give me the rock. Let me do what I was submitting to allow you to do the first time, but you didn't get it done. That's how the last several games were ending up until Jason Tatum got hurt. Now that JB is just going to be running the show, I actually think the Celtics will continue to be a 50-win team next year. I think they'll be just fine. Now, Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
42, 8, and 4 before he got hurt in 3.5 quarters. Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum. He's one of them ones. Yeah. Derek White, though, still a really good player, 30 years old. Jaylen Brown, a really good player. I don't even think he's yet 30 years old. Kristaps Porzingis, when he's healthy, still a really good player, and he plays a energy-conserving type of game. He's still got several great years left in him. Al Horford, he doesn't age, so he can still contribute either as a sixth man, as a seventh man, or if he has to start because Kristaps is hurt. I think the Celtics will continue
got Drew there still.
You still got Drew Holiday there. I didn't mention Drew only because Drew love his game. He's starting to get older, I think, a little bit. You know what I mean?
He under contract over there.
You got Pritch. And you got Pritchard over there. You got Pritchard over there. So I actually still have a lot of confidence in the Celtics, not just going forward. I still think they can push this game to 6.
I do. I think.
And if you push the game to 6, you might mess around and be able to push it to 7.
All right, hold on real quick. So what you saying, though? You said
championship window ain't closed.
So it's not closed?
Not closed.
Okay,
not closed. Not closed.
Okay, all right. And I agree with that. And this is the reason why. I always look at this Miles Bridges. Mikal Bridges, okay? And I look at him when he was with the Suns. Yep. I thought all he could do was just play defense and shoot open threes. That's all he did over there. Stay in the corner, play good defense.
True.
And he goes to the Nets. I'm like, oh, this brother can hoop. Behind the back, but on the legs, like he's scoring 30s.
Give me the ball game on the line.
Give me the ball, right? The Knicks, now he's playing defense, but then sometimes Brunson needs a break. He'll score. So I set up to say this. Now that JT's not there, now you're going to see a lot of more talent. Everybody talks about Drew Holiday as a great defender. Yeah, I watched him with the Sixers, okay? People forget he can really score. I can score when I need to. But my roles changed when I got JB and JT. Derek White. He shoots a lot of threes now, but now he's going to get buckets. Pritchard, you talk about him, he's 6 man a year. Hold up. Now, you need me to play more minutes? I'm going to get more points. So I think sometimes with basketball, I hate when people just talk about stats and numbers. Because if a superstar like JT, who's a beast, goes out, now you get to see all the role player. Oh, he's more just a role player. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting?
You're going to see that.
There's no better time to have this conversation than now because Shady, what's a blessing is also a curse. We saw it with Mikal Bridges. All of a sudden, I was like, yo, he got game for real. Derek White. Remember Derek White had, I believe it was a 35 or 40-point game when Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum was hurt in the middle of the season. Jaylen Brown averages 27 points a game when JT don't play, 20 when JT plays. But the inverse, the Warriors. Steph ain't playing. You thinking, okay, who gonna step up, right? Podziemski, you a dog, right? You went for 18 points 7 games in a row. Oh, dang, you ain't step up. Wait, buddy, you gonna step up? Buddy, you just dropped 20 points. Oh, snap, you ain't step up. So I think what's fascinating here is that what you're suggesting is true, and you never know. I know because I like Derek White. I think Derek White's game is great, but you never know who is going to be able to rise to the occasion.
But I think this is different just from the players.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
He's going to let you. I'm not. No. The Warriors roster
is not the Boston roster.
No. Different conversation.
But I'm just saying, so the players you're using, Paz don't even sniff the floor if you play for Celtics.
Meaning this. Here's what I meant by that, because it's not for certain of turmoil. It's pushing your conversation further. Mikal Bridges. I did not know Mikal Bridges had that kind of offensive arsenal.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know he was capable of dropping 35. I assumed maybe. I didn't know how limited.
I get where you.
I didn't know. That's
You
what I'm saying.
thought he was saying what
No. I didn't know how limited Pajemski's offensive arsenal was. But when Mikal Bridges went to the Nets, all of a sudden, I saw. When Steph was gone, I was like, oh, Pod, you're going to get 18, 20? Oh, you not. Now it's like, oh, Derek White. We've seen Derek White without JT and JB, but to Shady's
and you might get more shots, too.
Exactly right.
So I get what you're saying, because Pod with Steph Curry, you like, dang, he could really score the basketball.
Really hoop.
So you think with Steph out, he going to get more shots than PB. No. But Kristoff and them boys, like, they all-stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you're going to be able to get some more shots. And by any means, to y'all out there, we are not saying the Celtics are better off with JB. But better off without JT. But what we are saying is these dudes are really good players, and they are going to get more shots to be able to help the team. I still like the Boston Celtics roster. I think they got the best chance out of anybody else in the East. I think they're still a really good basketball team.
Here's the other thing. Let me ask y'all this. Haven't prepared for it, so viewers, y'all going to see our answers in real time. I was thinking about it. Assume Giannis leaves the East and goes to the West. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, who the big dogs?
Ooh, good point.
Haliburton, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey. I can't even mention Embiid until I see him play a full season. Who the big dogs? Like, if Giannis leaves, all of a sudden, just talking JB. I'm putting Jaylen Brown now in that same category of Haliburton. I'm putting him in the same category of Spidey, all things considered. Spidey hasn't gotten past the second round in his career. Has made the playoffs every year. I'm putting him in the same category, with all due respect, of Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is more clutch, but he shoots 25 times a game. If Jaylen Brown was on that Knicks team shooting 25 times a game, I think he would have similar results. All of a sudden, like, Jaylen Brown is still a top 5 beast
but I would
in
say,
the East.
I would say he's better than them guys anyway without all that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's MVP,
fair.
Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference MVP, he's all that.
So then the Celtics aren't dead at all.
No, not only that, there's nothing that JB can't do. JB can shoot the three. JB can take you off the dribble. JB can defend. JB got mid-range.
Get to the free throw line.
Get to the free throw line. There ain't nothing he can do.
And he defends.
So even with Giannis, I mean, JB one of the top dudes in the East.
And that's why I said, man, like sometimes when the Celtics lose, it's like, how? This team is so good, right? And y'all so talented that if JT had an off night, JB can do it. And
Last
vice versa.
question.
Or scoring-wise. You go to your 6 man on the bench, he can score.
Last question for y'all, and sometimes a question like this sounds dumb, especially outside the locker room, but we're in the facility. Y'all are in the facility. We've all been on teams where it's a dog out there. But that dog gets hurt, and for one reason or another, I don't have enough time to break it down, the team actually gets better. Maybe it's the synthesis of the team. Maybe it's just the chemistry of the team. Maybe it's just now we know, we're going to this person.
Step up now.
Other guys have to step up. I won't speak to this because Charles Woodson is Charles. God dang, Woodson. Did get hurt in the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. Early in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he got hurt
y'all still held it down.
Donald Driver.
Still held it down. Like, y'all still ended up winning the whole Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen. Philadelphia Eagles 2017. Everybody and their mama got hurt. From Carson Wentz to Jason Peters to everybody, and they still win a Super Bowl. Is there a world where, at least for the next 3 games, which is all that matters for the Celtics, win the next 3 games, advance, survive and advance. Is there a world where the Celtics, with Jaylen Brown, who probably has more dog and closer and killer than Jason Tatum, is there a world where they will be better for the next 3 games against the Knicks? Does that world exist to y'all?
I think so, because it's all about having the confidence of what you have. You know, and I'll bring it back to playing football. When we lost Brett Favre, everybody was walking around Green Bay that was in the locker room like, we good? Because we knew what Brett was behind Brett Favre, and that's Aaron Rodgers. They know, bruh, Chris Paul's locker is right next to me. Drew Holiday's locker right next to me. Pritchard locker right next to me. Like, they still have dogs in that locker room. Hey, now it's time for you to go get your buckets. You was an all-star too. Get in the post, go get some buckets. So I think they absolutely can get this game tonight and go back.
James Jones, this is not football. This is not football. You get 1 shot. Basketball, you got a couple of them, and they had a couple chances to win and they didn't. It's 3-1, dog.
You ain't giving them no shot to get this game tonight.
It's 3-1. No. He said it's serious. It's 3-1, bro. Y'all going back home where y'all been up. Y'all haven't won a game in series at home.
Yeah.
Okay? So knowing that, and then our best players out the window, and they got some dogs over there with the Knicks.
That is what they do.
Okay, and they growl, they biting, they doing all that. All right. And you go into a dog fight with less dog. Okay, you talking like that?
I like
all right.
I like Celtics.
They might can win this game. Yeah. They ain't gonna win this series. Yeah. You got to win 3 more games. 3 more games?
Yeah, without Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Without a dude capable of
what you want, JB.
Hey, real quick. You gave people some hope. I killed that hope. It's over. It is over.
It ain't over.
Speaking of hope, I don't know if y'all heard what Stephen Jones said. He said Dak Prescott has always had MVP caliber seasons.
Oh, that's real hope.
An injury. After he messed up his thumb, remember, MVP second. After he messed up his leg, remember, 37 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Are the MVP expectations too high for Dak Prescott?
Say no to drugs.
Dak Prescott has some new targets this offseason, and they are no small deal. George Pickens, a bona fide #1 wide receiver. He gets to join a star-studded cast featuring CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and some new additions in the running back room. Cowboys exec Stephen Jones, he still thinks, coming off Dak's injury, a career year in the making.
Dak traditionally, historically, not traditionally, has come back after an injury or a tough season and followed it up with a great year. I know a couple of years ago he came off an injury and a tough year, and he followed it up with an MVP type of season. Fully expect that again. Dak's such a competitor.
Quarterback, let's talk these quarterbacks. Stephen Jones expects an MVP-type season. Remember, Dak was runner-up for MVP 2 years ago. For context, Chase, let me throw you the oop before you dunk it. Dak Prescott, 2020, fractures his leg. Whole world watching, tears streaming down his face. He raised a fist. He comes back the next season with 37 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions. 2 years later, Dak Prescott, remember, he breaks a thumb. He only plays 12 games in that season. That's when Jerry Jones is suggesting, hey, I want a quarterback competition. He follows that year up in 2023 with an MVP-caliber campaign. 38 touchdowns. I think it was like 8 interceptions. MVP second runner-up. Tore his hamstring. Dak Prescott follows up injuries with phenomenal campaigns. The MVP expectation's too high.
No, I don't think so at all. When you are, and what you guys think, still America's team. When you're the quarterback for America's team, right? Like, those expectations are always there. The Dallas Cowboys' expectations are to win Super Bowls every year. And if you win Super Bowls, which they haven't done in a long time, in Dallas, your quarterback is going to be in the thick of the MVP race. So I don't think it's high expectations at all. It's what Dak signed up for. When he got paid $60 million a year, you're the highest paid dude in the league. And you showed us that you can play at an MVP-type level. So I was a little surprised that Stephen Jones came out and said it. But it makes a lot of sense because if Dallas wins 12 games, right, wrong, and different, Dak Prescott is going to be the reason because of that, and he's going to be right in the thick of the MVP race, even if the numbers don't scream like they were. Look, they went out and they got George Pickens, which I think is a true #1 receiver. You pair him with CeeDee Lamb, Jaden Blue, the guy out of Texas, you Tyler Booker to replace your Hall of Fame guard. All the pieces are in place for a really good season. How is the defense going to play? It's going to come down to Dak. Like, we talk about this all the time with Lamar Jackson. He's won 2 MVPs. Okay, but what has he done in the playoffs? Nothing. 3 wins, right? Dak's 2-5 in the playoffs. MVP-type level is great, and if those should be the expectations. But Dak Prescott and the Cowboys will never get over the hump until they win playoff games, multiple playoff games in a year, which I don't think Dak has done yet. He's definitely not got him to the NFC Championship game. So the expectation levels, that's what comes with the position of quarterback, any team, but especially America's team.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. The expectations aren't too high for Dak Prescott. Now, where I get confused, and I'll speak on my confusion very briefly, is this. Oftentimes, Dak Prescott, Cowboys fans, they want grace for Dak because he never has an injury-free offseason. But then when he has an injury-free offseason, like, hey, but he balls off of injury, which one is it, right? It's hard to analyze an individual who you simultaneously want us to lend grace because he's hurt, but then you want us to give high expectations because of that same injury. That's the confusing and complex part. The best thing that could happen to Dak Prescott, though, is how low our expectations are for the Cowboys. James has said on this show, I respect James's opinions, he doesn't think the Giants are going to finish last in the division. No. He's saying without saying, then the Cowboys are going to finish last in the division. So if people in the world have the expectations that the Cowboys are going to finish last, and they mess around and finish second, which is a very realistic possibility, all of a sudden they did so because of Dak, like Chase just alluded to. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson. It's hard to guard all 3 of them, y'all. If you want to double-team George Pickens, Jake Ferguson's one-on-one on a linebacker. He will win. You want to play zone coverage? CeeDee Lamb has gotten so much better at finding the zone windows. He will win. So if you play man, you go to George Pickens one-on-one. You play zone, you go to CeeDee Lamb. You double team George Pickens, you go to Jake Ferguson. It is going to be hard to stop that offense. And in the regular season, Dak Prescott has always balled. MVP is a regular season award.
There it is there. Regular season award. Dak Prescott in the regular season, whether we like it or not, is an elite quarterback. He is an elite quarterback in the regular season. Dak Prescott is 76-46 in the regular season. Dak Prescott plays really, really well in the regular season. The MVP award is a regular season award. You have two of the baddest receivers in the National Football League on the same dang team with a really good young tight end. On top of you making $60 million, what are we supposed to sit here and say? We want our quarterback to be regular? No, go out here and play at an MVP level. You got an MVP vote your rookie year. You got an all-pro season a year ago. Go out here and play at an MVP level, because if you do not play at an MVP level, your team will be finishing last in the division, because Russell Wilson's going to play good football. We all know Jalen Hurts going to play good football, and we know Jaden Daniels is going to play good football. So if you are the worst quarterback in that division and you do not play good football, your team is going to finish last. These are expectations that Dak Prescott can live up to in the regular season. I don't mind his coach saying it, and I think it's the coach is basically saying it to him. We need you to play at that level.
Yeah.
You have to play at that level if we are going to have success this year playing the Eagles, playing the Commanders, playing the Giants. We need you to play at that all-pro, that MVP level. It can be done. Dak Prescott in the regular season is an elite quarterback. That's what he has shown.
Expectations for Dak too high. I'm going to say no. The brother's making $60 million. He's the highest paid quarterback, man. Like, what else do we need? You're the highest paid quarterback, you're not the best quarterback. Okay, cool, but you got the money. So when I give you this money, I want results. When I pay someone for a service or work, I want the best work, I want the best service. That's what we pay for. Talent-wise, right? You guys keep going back to talent. This ain't his first team that had talent.
No.
Gentlemen. It ain't his first, ain't his last. Every time I look at him having these great seasons, MVP seasons, he has great talent around him. The year he got voted as a rookie MVP vote, they had a really, really good team. Yep. That's when Zeke was Zeke, okay? Offensive line was great team. Phenomenal, right? You had that. Then we go back to 2 years ago, MVP vote. He came in second place behind Lamar Jackson, right? That team was really, really good, unloaded on defense and offense. So the question ain't about expectations for an MVP. We need you in the playoffs, man. I'm going to say it like that. I try to be like, I don't know, professional on his desk. When you had these conversations, I listen to James, listen to Chase, Acho. But we asking the wrong question. Yeah. Can we get the MVP caliber player in the playoffs? Can we get that? Because he shows he can do it in the regular season. And another thing, it's like if I'm a teammate of yours, and I guess, Dak, you're really, really good, cool. And I'm really, really good. How can I respect you and follow you when we get to the main point of the season, the playoffs, you never deliver? Because we all play well. CeeDee Lamb is always going to be all-pro because he plays like that. Postseason, regular season, he's just who he is. He's just a baller. Why you can't ball, though, bro? What's the problem? What is it? Because everybody's asking all these questions about MVP. If he's hurt, he's not hurt. Get it done.
But that's a different conversation, Bob. And it's a different season.
That's the real conversation.
It's in theory, it's the most important conversation, but it's the same, like Chase said, it's the same Lamar dialogue that's been brought up. It's the inverse of the Eli Manning dialogue that's brought up. Eli in the postseason was elite. In the regular season, he was mundane. Joe Flacco in the postseason was elite. In the regular season, average. Lamar Jackson in the regular season, elite. In the postseason, average. Dak Prescott in the regular season, really good. It's hard for me to suggest he's elite. But in the postseason, he's below average. To me, if we're focusing exclusively on the regular season, if Dak does, in fact, take home an MVP, that does catapult him into a different class of conversation.
But I think the difference is with the Lamar, and this is my opinion, where when Lamar, his last MVP, he was in a conference game, correct? They lost to the Chiefs, right? So one game away from going to the Super Bowl, correct? Yeah. That did happen, okay? But all them other MVPs Lamar got, I just feel like the team wasn't as good as the Cowboys.
He had a good team.
Not like the Cowboys. Not like the Cowboys. The last time Dak Prescott was the number 2 in MVP running, that was you see that roster? They had 9 All-Pros, James.
But Shady, doesn't that speak to a lot of what you said, though, right? If the Ravens team, we talked about this earlier, or the Cowboys Still America's team, I think in large part a lot of those All-Pros were a byproduct of you're playing for the Cowboys. Like, first and foremost, 3 of the All-Pros, punter, kicker, kick returner, right? So, but you remember that the Ravens, not to make it a full Ravens conversation, but Lamar has had the Roquan Smiths. Lamar has had 10-sack Jadeveon Clowney. Lamar's had All-Pro Marlon.
And where did they go? They went to the conference game.
Yeah,
okay, so go to the next.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they are getting eliminated.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So as much as y'all want to compare to Lamar and him, you can't. You can't do that.
But the reason you can is Lamar's talent is here, and Dak's is here. But Lamar's results are here
and go to the teams. You're not going to tell me that the Dak Prescott team is better than the Ravens. They're better than the Ravens team, correct?
Which
Talent? Record.
The last time
that
Ravens team was elite.
Not last year.
The Ravens team that lost, the Ravens team when Lamar won his MVP, that went 13-4 or 14 that lost in conference game. They were.
He's not talking about that team.
Okay, I'm not talking about that team because they went to. My thing is, if you go to the conference game, I can respect that. If you're an MVP, and you go to one game before the Super Bowl and you lose to Patrick Mahomes and shit, I can respect that. I can respect that. Wait, let's keep going. So when Dak was number 2 in MVP voting, Chase, right?
23.
Behind Lamar.
That team was loaded. You give Lamar that team, they win more than that.
At home.
Come on, man.
Here's why I can't.
Defense was nice and the offense was
Here's why we
nice.
can't suggest that. Remember, I think it was both years they just won one game. The Dak Prescott year that he was MVP runner-up, they lost to the Niners in the Bay. The year that Lamar Jackson won the MVP, Lamar Jackson won one game because he had a bye week and he lost to the Chiefs. I think Lamar Jackson beat a rookie C.J. Stroud Texans team.
Seed. Yeah.
So the reason I can't suggest I want to agree with you, 2-5, but the facts of the matter do remain that Lamar is better than Dak and goes a little further than Dak, and Dak is a little worse than Lamar and goes a little less far than Lamar. Neither of them have won 2 playoff games. Neither of them have won 2 playoff games.
I don't care about that. You playing a conference game, I'm not going to take that from you, man. A conference game? They ain't been there in 30 years, correct, Chase?
35.
And not only that, getting the 1 seed matters.
Yeah, it matters.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you willed your team to the 1 seed. That matters. You got the best record.
It's the same conversation as Lamar because Lamar has one more playoff win than Dak.
But he's been to the AFC Championship game, though.
Yeah, you beat us. I get it. You beat a C.J.
matters.
Stroud rookie team.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
You put yourself in that position,
I just can't say that Dallas was just a better team than last year's Ravens team. Like, last year's Ravens team was insane.
I mean, here's what matters.
2 years ago.
The time that the Cowboys got the 1 seed, unfortunately for Dak, 2016, he was a rookie. Going up against Aaron Rodgers at peak Aaron Rodgers, right? So unfortunately for Dak, because Dak has gotten a 1 seed before, he got an MVP vote that year, but he was a rookie. And he didn't win the one game that needed to be won because he saw Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers, I think, spun out to the left. James Jones, he found number 89.
The tight end.
Or something like that.
Jared Cook.
He saw Aaron Rodgers. So what I'm talking about is they both had 1 seeds. Dak didn't win his one game. His one game happened to be against Aaron Rodgers.
Look how you doing all that, though.
Talk to me.
One dude went to the conference game and 1 game for the Super Bowl, and the other dude didn't. And you trying to, like, figure out, well, 1 game plus 1. Who cares about how many games? You confusing the fans. I don't know how many games. Sorry, I don't know one guy playing the conference game. That's 1 game from the Super Bowl. Another thing, you talk about the team-wise, right? So who the hell he have on offense? Lamar Jackson. The year that y'all talking about, right?
Year, 2019 when he won the MVP?
Man, that's a long time
I know, maybe Mark Ingram.
Keep going. That's what
Mark Andrews.
Who were the wide receivers? Let's get to the real thing, right? Who were the wide receivers, James? Rashad Bateman was young. He was okay.
Hollywood.
We don't even know. Wait. We don't. Willie
Snead. Yeah.
Willie Snead.
We don't even know.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask you who was on the Cowboys roster, you know that.
But we know that because it's the Cowboys.
But
hold on a second.
He had an all-pro receiver.
If Hollywood Brown played for the Cowboys, we would be talking about Hollywood Brown.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be all-pro.
Not that he'd be all-pro.
CeeDee Lamb's
I'm just saying we would know who they are.
Well, look, real quick. You always say stuff about, oh, man, on the desk, you did this and that on the defense. Well, I was an all-pro.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All-pro is, that means out of this whole league, right, there's only 2 or 3 guys that's that good. I was one of them guys. CeeDee Lamb is an all-pro. 32 wide receivers in the league. How many it is?
3 of them make it.
3 of them make it. Yeah. And we having a conversation about it? Think about what I'm saying to y'all.
Archer's point, though, it's like it's 2 different conversations. If Dak is MVP expectations in the regular season, you called him elite. That's real.
In the regular season.
It's a completely different.
He's a regular season warrior.
He's a regular season warrior. It's a completely different conversation in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he's done the same as Lamar other than get to a conference championship game.
But that does matter, though.
It does. No, 100%.
It does matter.
But we're talking about regular season. He's shown he
They're
can
both
get
underachievers.
votes.
They're both underachievers in the
Can I
playoffs.
ask you guys a question, though?
It's crazy.
No, I'm serious. This serious question, though. Can I ask y'all a question?
Yes, you can.
Who, because they both have not.
Conversation.
They both have not been their self in the playoffs. Like Lamar has not been MVP. Lamar.
Of course not.
Who's been the worst
In the playoffs?
in the playoffs?
I'll wait. I will wait.
Oh,
and I won't look at nobody. I'm not even here, fellas.
So we did this, and we figured this out. Colin, you got to help me maybe. Dak is averaging over 300 passing yards a game, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception in all of his playoff games. I don't know what Lamar's averaging. I know that's what Dak's averaging.
Dak's been bad.
Dak has been.
He's averaging 2 touchdown passes.
You should be on timeout.
No.
I'm a quarterback. Wait.
You know
when they play the Niners,
I know
James, and Acho, and you play defense, you better don't you bet not.
14 touchdowns.
When they played the Niners, dog, up there in San Francisco, he was throwing everybody picks. The offense, the defense was so good for the Cowboys, they couldn't do nothing with him. 14 touchdowns. And every time they score, it's because Dak don't pick, and they had they either scored or they got a field goal. He played.
It's pretty similar though in the playoffs.
Who's played worse?
That's a great. It's a good question. Dak has played worse.
Thank you.
Now it comes down to this: for your talent level, because that matters. We've all said at this desk, for your talent level, Lamar has played worse. Lamar Jackson is a Heisman in college. He's a MVP 2 times. Lamar Jackson came out, hit the ground running like.
The expectations high.
For your expectation, y'all got kids, and y'all can suggest it. Shady, I'm sure you expect more out of your son because he's older than your daughter.
Yeah, I could.
James, you got 2 kids. I'm sure one boy might be better at hoops, one boy might be better at football. You would expect more from the one that might be quote unquote better. Dak has played worse. Dak should have played worse. Dak is worse. So when I suggest is Dak played atrocious against the Niners, especially the second time in the Bay. Dak didn't play great against the Niners the first time in Dallas. Lack of clock management. Dak against the Packers was putrid, like vomit-inducing bad.
2 picks.
But remember, Lamar Jackson against the Buffalo Bills, I would suggest was the reason they lost that game. They lost that game by, I think it was 13 points, and he threw a pick 6 on the 3-yard line, which was a 14-point swing. So they've both been.
What about this last playoff performance?
Lamar's made the difference this last playoff.
Lamar turned that thing on.
One really good half and then one.
And I'll say this. Well, that's how you finish. Yeah. That's not how you start. I will say this real quick before we hang out, or before we get out of here. I do think this though. I think that, and nobody wants to say it, but I'm gonna say it because I got a lot of influence. I got a lot of people I know on that Cowboys team, and I won't say nobody's name. They do not respect Dak. They do not respect Dak.
You can't just say that without saying nothing, bro.
Yo, I'll say this.
Just say that.
It shows.
What do you mean
He's been a captain year after year.
But quarterback don't be captain. They get captain because they quarterbacks.
That is true. I'm definitely not with all the quarterbacks got the C's on their chest.
That's what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is, think about if I'm your teammate, right? And you play well every season. Yeah. And as soon as we get to the playoffs, you look to your captain to see. Lead us.
Yeah.
You never do that. And when we lose, it be your fault.
Man,
that's the truth. So when you ask players about Dak Prescott, you cool with them, you ask about him, they all give me the same response. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know. No, I don't know, bro. What's that mean? But if I ask you about other players, you're going to give me a different response. So what I'm saying is, you can't follow somebody every time we get to the big dance and the lights get real bright. You always shrink. You always shrink.
Let me ask for clarification.
He says all the right things?
Are you saying
most? How?
Except on the field. In the playoffs.
That's the problem.
I don't know if I can believe
I don't care what nobody say. It's how you play.
But are you saying this? Are you saying they don't respect his ability? You know what I mean?
I'm saying as a leader, I want to follow you, though. When I watch guys like Steph Curry, LeBron, I can go out there and follow because I know you're going to deliver when we need you. Tom Brady, all the dudes.
On the field, they don't respect me?
Yeah, that's what we talking about. I don't care if you say everything right. Okay, cool, good. You do everything right. You're the best at the drills. Cool, right? You live a great life. I'm cool with all that. That's cool. Coaches like that type of stuff. The real players, the ones making the real plays, they don't care about that. What the hell are you doing when the boss is hike? What are you doing? Hike? I don't care if you're the first one at the meeting, the last one to leave. I don't care if you watch a million tapes. I don't care about none of that. Zero of it.
We need you.
I care about when we need you, or you gonna give us your best, and you always give us your worst. And if I'm in a huddle, and I've been there with a lot of great players, I'm looking at your face. We gonna get some Niners, we gonna get the Packers, we at home, we need a play. And I'm looking at your face, and you give me the play, well, whatever the play is, hunt. When we say break,
respect,
and then when I look at you, right, I don't believe.
Let me ask this.
I don't believe you.
Is it more to say this?
No,
is it fair to say they don't trust?
Well, they respect him. Cool.
They don't trust. You feel they don't trust.
They don't trust him delivering.
Yeah.
You shouldn't trust him to deliver because he hasn't delivered yet.
You can't trust
him. You can't.
But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. When I look at you, I don't see it. So how you want me to go and play my best for you?
I understand. I understand.
You been in that huddle?
I understand where you're going from that standpoint because I sit up here with all you guys and I say when Aaron get in that huddle and say, hey, listen here, the play gonna work.
The play gonna work.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever the play is, we believe the play gonna work, as Aaron said. So I believe that. You probably don't believe in him, but you can't believe in him because in the biggest moments he hasn't delivered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know Dak as a man, so I respect and all that. I don't know, but believe in him.
I'm sure talking about football.
On the football field, you can't believe in him, especially in the playoffs. In the regular season, you can. They
don't believe in Dak.
But
you should.
in the postseason, you can.
I mean,
literally.
I mean, but not even trust
In the regular season, you can.
But do you respect a player as a football player when they hype you up and then when we need you best, you don't ever deliver?
That's a good point. But to Shady's point, though, as a football player, like let's remove the emotional, how good of a man, how good of a father, how good of a husband.
Right.
If we're talking a football player, now I'm with Shady on, there are some teammates that I can't respect your game. Because I know if in the biggest moments you are a leader and you're not going to leave me, I can't respect your game.
That's all I'm saying.
I respect you as a man, sure. That's a different conversation.
Say I don't
But that's
believe
why,
in your game.
I don't respect your game. I don't respect your game, not you as a person. Yeah, not you as a person.
If somebody says, Chase, I don't believe in your game, that's I don't respect your game.
I don't respect your game.
You want to
I respect some part of my game.
No, Chase.
So
not the
now,
playoffs.
so look, last point.
To George Pickens.
So when you say this, I don't even respect that because I know you ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah.
So now, like, I don't even.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
If they don't
That is
believe
a
in him,
whole
they need to
different
move the heck on from him. Because how are you
Well, no,
going
and
to galvanize a team if your team don't have belief and respect?
And
that's a whole nother conversation.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But when you get in the playoffs, you could change it. You got to change it.
How many wins, though?
Hey, I gotta go.
Now you do magic.
I gotta go to break. Hey, speaking of the narrative changing and the biggest respect on the game, Tyrese Haliburton, Olympian, gold medalist, but more than that, now Eastern Conference Finals appearance 2 years in a row. He just slayed Goliath, the #1 seed at 66-win Cleveland Cavaliers, and he did it in Ney House at the Q. Can Haliburton lead the Pacers to a chip?
Now they respect this game now.
What?
See what I'm saying?
Shady switched that on us, didn't he?
Hey, the Cavs season, it didn't end. Tyrese Haliburton ended it. Killed them, murked them. They dead. It's a wrap. One of the worst #1 seeds we've seen, in large part because the Pacers are a team of destiny, a team on a mission. Tyrese Haliburton, gold medalist, but more than that, he was named one of the most overrated players in basketball by his peers. Now, I think only 90 players of the 450 had voted, and I think he only received 13 votes. So that's neither here nor there. Still, people said he's the most overrated. 2-5, as I watch Tyrese Haliburton, I very simply believe he can lead this Pacers team to a championship. Because Tyrese Haliburton, he got guts, he's got poise, he's got moxie, and he understands moments. He is a man for a moment. It's not just when Tyrese Haliburton scores, it's how Tyrese Haliburton scores. The Cavs were up 44-28 yesterday in the second quarter. Cavs was trying to put it away before the game even started. Haliburton proceeds to make 5 3-pointers in 7 minutes. He leads the Pacers onto a 27-9 run. Now they go into halftime only down by 1 point when they were down by 16. It's not just that you score, it's when you score. But even before last night's closing game at the Q, remember, Haliburton ended Giannis' season now. He slayed that giant too, don't get it twisted. Game-ending bucket on Giannis himself. I think between Turner, between Siakam, between Nembhard, and with Haliburton running point for everything, I think Hallie can lead this Pacers team all the way to a championship, man.
He's a good player. I'm going to say no, respectfully. I think he's a good player. And he's showcasing how good he really is.
Yes,
I think he's earned his respect. You know, they said he was ranked with the most underrated player or overrated player in the league. And I think that's bull crap because he's a hell of a player. You need him close games out. He's doing it, shooting, gets everybody involved. I will say this, though. When they play these Knicks next, they're going to be in his shirt. The Knicks is physical. They real dogs, and they linky. And we're going to see a difference. And we keep kind of like comparing, you know, these superstars that's kind of like getting their name out there, like the Brunsons and him. When he played Brunson, I'm going to show you what a dog look like. They're going to go right at him the whole game. So I hear what you're saying. I think the Pacers are a solid team. They don't have enough for me. This is my point of view. They don't have enough. Their bench ain't really that strong. But I guess in the playoffs, you don't really need a strong super bench because a lot of teams really don't. They just don't have enough. Like, where's the scoring gonna come at?
But here's what
because real quick, because like if you are the Knicks and I'm going against JB and I'm going against Derek White and I'm going against Jason Tatum and I'm seeing some real offensive bags, 3 step anything out on, and they linky too. When I play the Pacers, like who the tallest guard? Is it Haliburton?
But they got, to me, though, they have length out there. But more than that, here's what I love about the Pacers team is you don't know where you're going to get it from. And because you don't know where you're going to get it from, you don't know where it's going to end at. If you think about the Knicks,
that's scary to me.
it is. It's a blessing and a curse.
Your production, that's scary.
It's a blessing and a curse because, like Brunson, if Brunson don't go off, Knicks are dead. Knicks is dead. They're dead. You better hope OG does something. But remember, OG had 2 games in a row where he shot 8 and 6 field goals. If Brunson don't go off, it's a wrap. Meanwhile, the Pacers, Miles Turner could give you 25. Pascal could easily give you 25. Tyrese could give you 25. Like, there's a world in which anybody on any given night. Last night, Nembhard was the one who got active to start the game. Like, you just don't know where it's going to come from.
You got parlays, right? You love the parlays, don't you?
Of course.
You put your money on them type of bets. We'll see. and I'll bet you. You only got to go to, I don't know who you use. Just come to me. I got it. We'll bet. Oh, because think about what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to come from. I know that Brunson's going to deliver. Yeah. And if he don't deliver, we're going to lose. So I know what he's going to do. They got the freaking Celtics down 3-1, man. Are we hearing what I'm saying?
They beat the Cavs 4-1. Okay. You hear what I'm saying?
Cool.
Cavs
was Celtics.
Cavs was 1 seed.
And then the Celtics?
They're the 1 seed.
Okay.
Credit to Haliburton. Haliburton is balling right now.
Yes, he is.
Lead to a championship? No. I do think they match up well with the Knicks. I do like Siakam. I do like Haliburton. They match up well with the Knicks. I think that'll be a good series. But in that West, when you get to the finals, I don't see with a binocular how they are going to beat OKC or the Nuggets. I just can't see that.
Or the T-Wolves.
To win a championship, or the T-Wolves. But I think OKC or Thunder are going to win this whole thing. But I don't see how they're going to get that done. That's when you just don't have enough kicks in. You can't play the OKC and say where it's going to come from. You can't say that. You have to know when you walk out on the court, these is the dudes that's going to give me 25 a night. These is the dudes that's going to ball. You have to know that playing OKC. I don't see championship, but I do see it being a good series. I do see a way of him getting to the championship.
We have a hand raise on
it should be
a hand raise.
Yeah, because I'm respectful.
Oh, yeah.
First time in school, hey, raise your hand, you want to talk, right? I ain't going to cut you off like that.
Sean?
Who going to guard Brunson? Who's guarding Brunson in this series for the Celtics?
They've tried Drew Holiday.
Okay, so hold up. And Drew was doing really, really good. Yeah. He was hurt early. Now it's
been rough on him guarding Brunson, though.
Okay, and it's been rough for Brunson, too, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got one of the best defensive players that the game has seen.
Yeah.
I watched Drew Holiday guard bigs and smalls because he's great. Okay, cool. And then when he gets off him, Derek White. Yeah. Derek White was once on the defense of first team, too, before. Okay? Then you go to, okay, maybe Tatum might get him. Maybe JB might get him. All these guys play defense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. When we go to the Pacers, who is going to guard?
Haliburton.
Hold on. He's asking the wrong question. You're asking the wrong question. Because if we're being completely honest, both objectively and subjectively, Spidey Mitchell is a significantly better scorer in the playoffs than Jalen Brunson. You're asking the wrong question. Spidey went for 45. Spidey went for 33. Spidey went for 32. Last night, Spidey went again for 33, 35, and they lost in 5. It's not about who's going to guard Brunson in my mind. Who's going to guard Spidey? Nobody did. It wasn't about that. It's who is going to be able to limit both the Pacers and their transition offense? Who's going to be able to limit the Pacers as a collective unit? 2-5, 15 times 6 is better than 45 times 1. Okay. So if I'm getting 15 here, 15 there, 15 there, 15 there, so I'm not so much worried about Brunson is you got to figure out who's going to start the collective.
Yeah, but not only
that. I don't know what the coach is going to do.
Yeah.
Except, he might do whatever he want to do. But I'm going to say this. They're going to put Mikal Bridges on him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how that thing works out.
But not only that, though, Brunson's a better creator. Brunson makes everybody else better. Like, Donovan Mitchell's going to get his buckets, but...
And that's it. He's going to get his buckets.
But
that's a good point.
My man changes the game. Everybody getting wide open shots and all. It ain't just about me getting my point. He makes everybody around him better. So I do think that'll be a tough cover because he creates for his team better. It'll be difficult. But I do like the Pacers matchup in that series. I think he can get to the championships. I'll take the Knicks, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers did get it done.
I'm hard-pressed to understand how we can so clearly say, of course, the Knicks win. After the Pacers should not have won that Cavs series. Every expert nationally...
Wait,
it was a blessing they started off with injuries,
Okay, hold on. I'm about to say this. So, everybody's like, that didn't even happen. Because Garland's a really good guard that can score.
He had your defensive player of the year hurt.
Okay, he's hurt. So then there was one game where Mobley didn't play.
Both. The first two.
Or Hunter. We had 3 stars that didn't even play.
But, Shady, remember, if we're going to bring that up, Kristaps Porzingis is not really playing. Jason Tatum is now hurt. Obviously, he played the majority of that game. If we're going to now start talking about injuries, we got to start talking about the litany of injuries in every series.
But you're talking about one guy, though. Boston said, okay, Porzingis didn't play some, but you're talking about you got JB, you got Derek White, you got Tatum,
You got all them dudes.
like,
And you think it's a chance, though. We
really good.
champions.
You're talking about You're talking about a defensive player of the year, a really good guard,
Here's
an
what we can
all-star
say.
guard.
Here's what we
that
know,
you
though.
on the bench.
The Pacers should not be here. We know that for
That is true.
The Pacers should not be
That
here.
is
I don't know
The
that.
Knicks
Yeah,
aren't here
healthy
yet.
Dame Lillard, I don't know.
So Dame was hurt.
The Pacers shouldn't have beat the Bucks. They
Why
don't need to beat the
not?
Bucks.
Why they shouldn't be the Bucks?
In large part because Giannis, like just
One
Giannis
guy,
alone.
that's one guy, bro. And let me tell you something about your boy Giannis, because you want to keep it real about Kevin Durant. Your boy Giannis be going out the first round a lot lately.
He does.
Okay, so that's one thing. So he loses a lot in the first round. Boop. So he's a great player, but he still loses in the first round. That's one thing. Number two is who else they got over there? They look old. They look washed up.
But who do the Pacers have?
Pacers got a solid
and the
roster.
Bucks got a bad coach over there, Doc Rivers. That's two things. Check. So they should have won that series. Okay, now we go to the Cavs.
Cavs, they should have won the
They
series,
surprised,
period.
but the injuries
Okay.
hurt the Cavs,
All right.
though.
Well, I say what, man. I love how confident you are about this Pacers team. Can we make a friendly bet? Because you just so confident.
It's going 6.
Wait. Who gonna win? You keep talking about Haliburton, 50 here, 50, all this
He ain't
stuff.
taking Haliburton off.
They don't,
You don't want
they
to
don't
do
pay
it?
me, bro.
You
Why,
don't-
why would I bet on
I know.
I don't know the man. I'm not going to lose money for him.
Now you don't know him. Now you don't know him all of a sudden. You don't know him.
Hey, when we return, Justin Fields is on a new team with the Jets, and we finally get to see a highly anticipated debut as his schedule has been released, some games on it. Hey, do we expect him to have a career year in New York? That's next.
Oh, that's the question?
Hey, Justin Fields is on a new team, his third team in 3 years, but now he's a bona fide starter. $30 million he'll make this season, and his head coach gave him some high praise, saying, quote, he has quiet confidence. Hey, Fields and his new squad will face the Broncos Week 6 in London. It will be a fascinating game. Chase, quarterback, talk to me about this quarterback. Do you expect a career year from Justin Fields?
I do. A career win high is 5 games in 2023 for Justin Fields. I think the Jets, they're going to win more than 5 games. I like their team.
You are something else.
It is true. They're going to win more than 5 games. And look, for Justin, I've always been a fan of him. I think he's clearly grown, matured. This is one of the first years that he doesn't have to look over his shoulder. He got 2 years, $40 million. That says something at the quarterback position where you can just focus on your craft and go play. I do like the offense that new offensive coordinator Tanner Ingstrom brings over from the Detroit Lions. I think it's going to fit Justin Fields well. I think they're going to design an offense around Justin Fields. I think that Justin Fields has the two-headed monster at running back for them, and Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Garrett Wilson, one of the best receivers in the league. At the end of the day, though, he has to go out there and do it. You know, he was 4-2 last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he would have done better down the stretch than Russell Wilson, because Russell lost 5 in a row. I do think that, you know, if a team believes in you talent-wise, you're going to get every opportunity to go out there and play. So go out there, build an offense, build a shotgun, build an RPO-type offense. Use his legs. Career high in rushing was 1,100 rushing yards. He can hit that. And it doesn't have to be all passing all the time. You have 3 legit runners in that backfield. You play good defense. I got the Jets winning more than 5 games. I think Fields is going to have a career year.
More than 5. How many do you think?
Maybe like 6.
You are something. Oh,
It's more than 5. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
something else, man.
James, career year, what'd you think?
I know we take you out for basketball. We're going to have to start getting you out for these quarterback topics.
Easy,
He
killer.
don't
Give
be
him a
keeping
Snickers
the
and
buck
let
up
him hang
here,
out.
man. So what does a career year look like? If he wins 6 wins, we're not going to say that's a career year. We're going to say that was the wrong option for the New York
wins.
Jets at the quarterback spot. That's what
Technically.
we're going to be saying if they 6-12.
What do you think
Or
stats is?
6-11.
You think stats is then?
I'm saying, what does a career look like for Justin Fields? Because for me, Justin Fields is not a phenomenal thrower of the football.
No, he's
At
not.
least he has not shown us that. And I'm rooting for the young fella. I hope he goes out there and balls out. But when I'm looking at the pass catchers, you got Josh Reynolds, you got Alan Lazard, and you got Garrett Wilson. That don't really scream a lot of success for me as a quarterback to throw to the pass catchers. Obviously, I love Garrett Wilson's game. I'm a big Garrett Wilson fan. But Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard, I don't know if that really gets you excited as a quarterback to throw the ball to. So what does a career year look like for him?
Yeah, well, it's over 2,242 passing yards, which is a career high for him. I think he could do that. If you start 17 games, you better throw for over 2,200 yards. And I do think he can have over 17 passing
Let me ask you
touchdowns,
this
which
then,
is a
Chase.
career high.
Let's do this.
That's a career year.
Let's remove it.
Passing yards,
Look at Shady.
total yards,
Real quick.
wins is a career year.
I don't want to go yet, but I was going to ask a question. Yo, when in the world have you ever heard somebody say, yo, he had a career year, and they don't say nothing about his stats. They say, yo, he won 5 games this year, he won 6 games this year.
Hey, quarterbacks win.
Let me ask you this, Chase. Let's remove it from the literal, because obviously you're taking the question very literally, rightfully so. A career year is just having more than you've had any time previously. That would only take 6 wins, I think 21 passing touchdowns, 1,200 rushing yards, et cetera.
Joe's crazy, dog.
You cannot say it like that, bro. Come on, man.
How about you say it like
for
this?
real, though.
Do we think that Justin Fields can have his best year as a pro?
Yes, but that's not hard to do. That's why
It's still a career year, dog.
That's why I want to remove it from literal. Can Justin Fields have a resurgence? A Sam Darnold-like resurgence? A Geno Smith-like resurgence?
He's
Can he have a breakout?
of football like them, dude? No. No. So if you're asking that question, it's completely.
Can he have a Jalen Hurts type of year?
Yeah. Why not? I don't. Now. The team around the Jets is not even remotely as close to as good as the team that the Eagles have fielded.
Mm-hmm.
Like Braylon Allen and Brees Hall, they ain't even close.
But
they don't have the receiver duo.
Can Justin Fields give you 35 total touchdowns?
That's a lot, dog.
25 and 10.
No.
You can't do that.
No. Why all of a sudden are we using this random number of 35 to say it's a career
Can he give you
year?
30?
I
The reason I said that, Sam Darnold had 35 passing. He's not a runner. Geno Smith, but that's why I said total. Can he give you?
What did Hurts throw for 20 touchdowns last year?
Yeah, like 20.
He can throw for 20. He absolutely can throw for 20.
Hurts ain't in the same conversation.
No, and I agree with that. I agree 100%. They're not even in the same conversation. But he asked the question, so I answered.
Here's a dilemma. If Justin Fields finishes the season with 20 total touchdowns,
20 total, no. Like 20 passing touchdowns.
25, I'd set the over under 25.
I'm ready.
Go ahead, 2-5.
Y'all done? Because I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, we ready.
So the question is a career
year, man.
Career, dog.
Now, as you guys are saying these stats, it ain't much of a career so far, right? It's really not. I mean,
kill the young boy.
I won't kill him. I'll just be honest.
Don't kill the young boy.
So 2021, he had 1,800 yards passing, right? He was 2-8. Next year, he was 3-12 as a starter. He had 2,200 yards. I mean, 2023 Bears, he was 5 for 8.
5 and 8.
2,500 yards passing. Next year, Steelers, he was 4-2. He had 1,100 yards. That ain't much, okay? So I think we just be a little more respectful and to say, what's a real career year? Because out of 44 starts, he only had 45 passing touchdowns. So y'all talking about 20 and 30, that's half of what he got in his whole career with 30 picks. I forgot to tell you that. So there ain't really much of a career that we even talking about. But if we want to be realistic for a young quarterback that's going to a new team, 3 teams in 3 years, that's tough to do. That's a lot of packing and moving. I think for him, a realistic situation would be as a starting quarterback in this league, he got at least combined have 28 to 30 touchdowns.
Okay.
That's why I think
Caleb Williams was struggling all year last year. He had 29 touchdowns, something like that, 27.
Yeah.
So, you've been in the league for a couple years now, and we always find excuses for you. We always find an excuse for him. So I think for him is maybe 30 touchdowns. Okay. My man, we got
2,800 passing?
He got at least get over 3,000 yards passing. That ain't even asking much. Is that hard to do?
I think it's gonna be under 3,000. I think he's gonna run a little bit more than he throws.
Yeah.
Hey, when we return, Celtics, Knicks. It is a must-win game tonight for the Celtics, but they got to do it without Jason Tatum. Do the Knicks end the Celtics season tonight, or do the Celtics start their historical 3-1 comeback tonight with the whole world watching? That's next.
So 4 years as a starter in the league, you got it.
Hello. Hey, it's the facility, y'all. The New York Knicks, they trying to say goodbye to the Celtics, and they're trying to do it in Boston. They're already up 3-1. In the history of the sport, only about 13 teams have ever come back from down 3-1. Shady.
There's a chance.
There is a chance. There is a chance. I don't know. Did y'all see Darius Garland, Cleveland Cavaliers point guard, before last game? They were down 3-1, and he said at the podium, he said, hey, the Cavs, we've been down before 3-1 as an organization. This organization's come back from down.
Did he take that?
Did he say that?
Like LeBron's in there.
Darius Garland said that. And then Max Strus, Cavs shooting guard, had the audacity to say, hey, If you don't believe you can win,
Man, they make a shot.
stay at home. Stay in the locker room. And then he proceeded to go over 8. So, talk is cheap, Celtics. It's time to put up or shut up. 2-5. Do the Knicks end the Celtics season tonight?
I don't know about tonight, but their season is over with. Did you see that Brunson over there? Did you see him on them highlights?
See Brunson.
Listen, man. And one thing, when you got dogs, you got piranhas out there, and they taste that blood, and they see that blood, it's over with. It's over tonight in ball. I'm saying, man, it's over. No. And I ain't walking around like Paul Pierce and all that. I'm just saying it's over with. Because when I look at this, first of all, you already been physically more aggressive than we are, right? The Knicks. And then mentally, anytime you could be up on a team, 20-something points, you want to say, man, the mental collapse from the Celtics to keep losing it. But what about the other side of the fence? Hold up. I don't care how much points you are. We not going to stop fighting. And 3 times they've been up in the fourth quarter, and you know what happened by double digits? And the Knicks found a way to get them. Yeah. Now you're going to lose like 30 points. So now you're going to take this 30 points, you're going to put that over there. That's gone. Yeah. That 6'9", that rebounder, that scorer, that isolation player, that defender, he's out the way now. Yeah. So now you can beat me with him and you take him out? Sing over. It's a wrap.
So, Brian Westbrook.
Spike Lee doing flips right now.
So, Brian Westbrook was in front of you?
When I was 20 years old, he was.
Did he leave 1 year or how many years?
Come on, man. You know how that thing went.
So 1 year.
2-5 as a ride.
So when he left, they probably didn't know who Shady McCoy was, right? But in Shady McCoy's mind, y'all wait and see. Y'all thought Westbrook was good. Wait till y'all see this young 2-5 starting this backfield.
Don't get it going.
And see what you gonna get. I'm gonna crazy work when they say, yo. That's what JB's saying right now. JT gone. It's my time. We're not going home right now. Now, it might be over in New York, but in Boston tonight, it is my time to show the world that I'm that dude too. I think the heart of the champion come out. I think the Celtics win this game. I think JB goes off and lets the world know I'm a star too in this league. Without JT or not, hey, it's my basketball team, and I'm going to take us there. I think they win tonight. I don't know what's going to happen next game, but I think they find a way to get it done.
Can we talk about this real quick? So, in all seriousness, what about the matchups, though? Because sometimes if you watch, man, you'll see they do all the picks, right? Either they're trying to get Brunson or they're trying to get Cat, okay? Cat's been in all type of foul trouble. Do you know why? Yep. You trying to guard Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Okay? So now that matchup is out the way. So we might see more Cat. Because he's
you know what's different, though? You know what might get interesting is this, because Shady brought up a phenomenal point. That is true. The difference between JT and JB, though, when you get Cat in isolation, JT settles for pull-up jump shots. Yeah. JB going to the cup. Yeah. So there is a world, to Shady's point, where in the event JB gets Cat one-on-one, if he going to the cup, we might see more fouls, or maybe Shady might be right. You might not see the isolations on Cat as much, but the game one that Shady's specifically referencing, it was JT and JB getting Cat in isolation, going to work. Difference is JT settling up for a pull-up trade ball. Jaylen Brown will shoot the three, but he don't want to.
So what about the defensive part of it, though? Because we forget this. One thing about, and you gamble, so you should know this, JT, he's 6'9", dog. He's and he ain't skinny. So now it's hard to block a shot because he can shoot and he's so tall, right? Yep. But then on the defense side of the ball, and he's a great rebounder. Correct. So you lose some of that. You do. And then Porzingis,
you're replacing it with.
Porzingis, I haven't seen him out. Yeah, I haven't seen him. He's 7'4", and nobody can find him. That's hard. Now, but with JT not there, so you're missing rebounding, and you're missing defense, and you're missing the length.
That's a good point.
But somebody got to step up, though, because it ain't no replacing JT. And Porzingis has to be the guy.
Replacement happens, you going home.
Hey, well, the Chiefs are going to Dallas on Thanksgiving.
They going home. That's their home, too.
Whole world will be watching. So with that question, I got something for y'all. Viewers at home, turn your volume up because I need y'all to answer this. What's more likely? Let's make this a poll as well. The Chiefs miss the playoffs or the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl? Stevie, put that on social. I'm curious. What a day! What a day!
I don't even want to know.
Oh my gosh! Cowboys, Chiefs. Thanksgiving Day. Two franchises incredibly storied. Bring us on camera. I was thinking about this question pre-show. Sometimes deriving questions is literally just a think tank experiment, just sitting around saying, hey, what's going to be the most compelling for the viewers? Viewers, I want y'all to answer this. Tweet at us. Stevie, if we put the poll on social media at the facility.
This is a hard one.
It is difficult.
It's not hard.
What's more likely?
It is not hard.
The Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl or the Chiefs miss the playoffs?
Yo.
Viewers at home, whatever you're doing, if you're on social media, go to our Twitter, answer and engage in this poll. At me if you care to. What's more likely? The Cowboys make the Super Bowl. They haven't done that in 35 years, I believe. Or the Chiefs, a team that has won the division 9 straight years, the Chiefs missed the playoffs. Cowboys haven't made it in 30 years. James,
Hey, wait, real quick. If I text Andy Reid that, is that weird? Because that's a hard question. Because he played that division with the Cowboys. That's a hard question. They ain't been to a conference game in 30 years.
That's a hard question.
With the Chiefs, they ain't never not making a play. It's hard,
Bruh.
It's like I'm stuck between a hard place and a rock. It's like, I can't even move.
A rock in a hard place.
Yo, so, can I text him that or no? That's weird.
I would. I'm curious his answer.
Text him that.
Can I text him that?
And he gonna have my answer. He gonna say it's a better chance the Cowboys make that Super Bowl than us not making these playoffs. Bruh, they've been to the Super Bowl or to the AFC Championship game under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And we talking about not making the playoffs. Listen to what y'all saying. A team that has been to the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship, we're talking about them not making the playoffs.
James, the Cowboys haven't been in a Super Bowl in 30 years.
I don't care nothing about that.
I'm 30, bro.
Just imagine Patrick Mahomes not making the playoffs.
Imagine Dak Prescott with confetti.
Imagine Dak with a freaking Super Bowl trophy.
We didn't say win it. We didn't say win it.
Make the Super Bowl.
We said make it. We didn't say win it.
Imagine Dak stretching in a Super Bowl game. Just stretching.
That would be crazy.
With pads on.
I can see that.
With cleats on.
I can see that more than I can see Patty at home with the remote watching.
Have you seen him play in the playoffs?
I can't see Patty.
You seen him in the playoffs?
So I got
I've seen him. Have you seen Patty at home?
I got the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys making the Super Bowl.
Thank you. You're smart.
Look, the last time the Chiefs missed the playoffs, James Jones was 30 years old, and that's a long time ago.
Wait, say that again?
The last time the Chiefs missed the playoffs, you were 30 years old.
That is a long time ago.
That year was 2014. I was there with Andy Reid.
I was
That's
in the league
last
still.
time. 30 years. You were a young spry chicken, bro.
You was in the league too, though.
Hey, no, yeah, I was
Don't
with
act like
KC.
you just super young.
I was actually with KC the last time we missed the playoffs.
There you go.
No, the Cowboys make it. The Chiefs could not have Pat. They make the playoffs based on the team.
All right, man. Just think about what we're saying.
Just think about what you're saying.
It ain't that easy.
Just think about
What's
what
your
you're
answer?
saying.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes at home during the playoffs.
No, hold on. Because I got the greatest coach of all time, in your humble opinion, with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time that has never not seen an AFC Championship game since they've been together. Not in the playoffs,
Safest
Shady.
bet in sports.
Go ahead.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
That goes to the other side, though.
Dak Prescott
Him.
with George Pickens and C.D. Lamb and a new head coach find a way to get to the Super Bowl. That sounds more likely than what I said first.
Shot a new coach.
Hey, Dak could get to the playoffs, and the team could carry him. It don't have to be Dak.
Has it happened yet?
And neither has the other way.
That's a horrible Speaking of getting carried, Jimmy Butler's going to have to put the team on his back, coach.
Come on,
That's
Jimmy.
the only way he can keep the Warriors alive
We need you.
tonight. But will he do it? He only shot 9 times last game. What a show, y'all. This is the facility. I'm glad y'all are here. It's been a freaking blast.
Y'all about to put it on my foot.
Hey, the Warriors, their season is on the line tonight. I would suggest the Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler for this moment. They went out at the trade deadline, got him from Miami. Jimmy came to Golden State for no other game than the game that we will all be witnessing tonight. Their back is against the wall. Steph Curry's playoff hopes and another championship, it is on the line. This might be the last opportunity Steph has to win a chip. And
I see you, boy.
Ooh, what are you doing?
My fault.
Hey, you gotta go this way. Show the try.
You know. I think. Oh, my bad. I was trying to, you know what I mean? Because if you just let me. My bad. What's going on? My fault. Oh, this little jersey right here, we ain't going out like that.
How'd you even get that jersey, Shady?
Yeah.
We literally had a 2-minute commercial break.
Oh, so y'all don't know?
No, what's up?
He's back.
Who?
Steph Curry is. You ain't hear about the news?
Yeah, you lying.
Nah, he ain't back. But I think Jimmy Butler is going to carry us. The game before last, he had 33 points, bro.
He did.
And he did carry us. And then the last game, he shot 9 shots. Now, I heard he was sick.
Yeah.
And if you know, hey, everybody deals with sickness differently. All right? Everybody can't be Michael Jordan. Okay?
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I want to bet that Jimmy Butler comes out here and is aggressive. The first 6 shots, he's going to have at least 3 of them. I think defensive-wise, he's going to push the pace, right? I just can't see us going out like that. We're going to put up a fight, you know? And I will say, anybody that's trying to bet on this game, don't do it.
Yeah,
They be trap games like this. That everybody in the world think it's over with. The Timberwolves, Ant-Man had a great last fourth quarter. They think all that. Steve Curry, he's going to do his best coaching job. Kuminga going to show up, and we're going to still win. Paz can't be this bad. He's been bad all series. Somewhere, somehow, 30 going to be in the building. He's going to give us that hope we need. You win this game, guys. I'll be back and go
I'm going to say this. Jimmy Butler is the most untrustworthy player in this year's playoffs. The most. I can't trust him. Game 1, Jimmy Butler did his thing. 20 points, they got the dub. Obviously, Steph Curry was there. Game 2, we all knew Steph is hurt. Jimmy, show up. And Jimmy Butler had 17 points. You had less points without Steph Curry than you had with Steph Curry. Okay, cut 2. Jimmy, we need you. Game 4, showed up like Shady said. Came out. Game 3, showed up like Shady said. Came out the woodworks, 33 points, did his thing. Now, the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, completely MIA. So cut to Game 4. Jimmy, we desperately need you. We can't go down 3-1. Jimmy, Draymond Green took 14 shots. Buddy Hield took 14 shots. Pod took 11 shots. And you took 9 shots. Kuminga took 13 shots. Jimmy, you are the best player on your team and took the 5th most shots on the team. Bench warmers took more shots than you. I can't trust him, James. I can't trust him.
I know we want to put this on Jimmy, and my answer is no, he don't keep him alive, but it's bigger than Jimmy, man. The Warriors just don't have enough without Steph Curry. They just don't have enough without Steph Curry. We don't know where the scoring is going to come for us. A lot of inconsistent dudes. Draymond will have 8 points, then Draymond will have 4 points, then Draymond will have 12. Like, they just don't have enough. And that's okay, you know, but it's over for the Warriors. It sucks that they had to deal with Steph Curry's injury, but they just do not have enough, man. And it ain't on Jimmy.
Hey, real quick, Jay. Steph, you got about 20 seconds. I mean, show us something. Spider dribble, show. Get out the.
Not his form. You want to dribble?
Show me something.
Oh, man.
Show me something, Steph.
And now from Davidson, he thought he had the head straight, and then Steph Curry.
I see you in the tight jeans. Jump shot, Harlem Globe shot.
What you want to see? He's coming back. He's going to win this game, and then he's coming back.
Let's get to a team meeting. Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson, he led the NFL in sacks last season, but he says he will not play under his current contract. Shady, Trey Hendrickson contract situation. Big deal? No deal. Talk to me.
No deal. Just think about this, though, for a second, though. If you're so good, you're so great, and you play for this team drafts you. You get there, right? And they don't pay your same contract. What's that say about you? And I don't know, I'm not saying anything because he's a good player, but what does that say about you? Because your easiest contract to get is your second one. I know that.
Let's play for the Bengals. Huge deal for me. A couple things. I played with Trey Hendrickson, know him personally.
Where'd you play with him at? New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't think the Bengals drafted him.
The Bengals didn't draft him.
Yeah.
He is the sack king, okay? 35 sacks the last 2 years. The thing about the Bengals, they don't like to play people. And when Trey Hendrickson, who's the most quiet dude that I know, is going on different shows and is showing up at camp just to talk to the media about it, it's a huge deal. Like, they don't have Super Bowl aspirations without him. I don't know if they do with, but definitely not without him. He's, dude, 30. You can't replace 35 sacks. Yeah. It's a huge deal for me.
When you start an organization, you're looking for quarterback, looking for somebody to sack the quarterback. You have a really good one that led the league in sacks. This is a big deal, man. Help Joe Burrow out, get this dude signed, get him in there to play some defense, man, and get after the quarterback.
Did they pay Joe?
Quarterbacks in the division.
Did they pay Joe?
They paid Joe a lot of money.
Did they pay Jamar?
They paid him a lot of money, but it took him some time, though, to get it.
I'm going to say big deal, but for the sake of time, I'm going to move. Cavs, they were the #1 seed in the East, but they were eliminated in 5 games by the Pacers. Literally terrible. Spidey, he did what he could, but this just was not the season for them. Shady, are the Cavs the biggest playoff disappointment?
I can't say that, gentlemen. I'm going to say no. I can't do that.
I ain't really. So who's the bigger disappointment, Lakers?
I suppose.
I'm going with the Lakers, though. Because they had a lot of injuries, too, though, man.
They did.
You start point guard who's really good. He didn't play. Then you got one game, 3 of the starters was out.
Yeah.
Right? Mobley, Hunter, and
Yeah, Hunter off the bench, but still. Nonetheless, I mean, yes.
Well, he closed the game out for him.
Yes, very true. Very well said.
Really?
The biggest disappointment, 66 wins in a regular season is no easy feat, number one. If the Cavs would have lost to the Celtics, fine. Cavs lose to the Knicks, fine. Cavs, y'all can't lose to a Pacers team that is trying to ascend. Not the Pacers.
Pacers have been to back-to-back conference finals.
Sure.
So for me, it's the Lakers. So I'm going no. Like the Lakers, as soon as you traded for Luka, get past the T-Wolves at least. What are we doing? Yeah, Cavs are young and inexperienced. I could see that. The Pacers are good.
It is, man. Even if you're a basketball fan, you probably can't name 3 dudes on the Pacers. That's just true. Like Donovan Mitchell, y'all was the #1 seed. Y'all had the best record in the East.
You're gonna pull a hamstring.
Y'all was playing really good basketball, and you laid an egg.
Oh, man.
athlete, dog.
Okay, last thing. We brought up last question. What's more likely, the Cowboys making the Super Bowl or the Chiefs missing the playoffs? The poll results are behind us on that end. 70% of you all said the Chiefs are more likely to miss the playoffs than the Cowboys to go.
It ain't even close, though. That's crazy.
Okay, hold up. There's only 274 votes.
But still, though.
Time.
Only 2 seconds.
I mean, we have to rack it up. We
Get the votes
gave
up.
one commercial.
70, that's sort of crazy.
Hey, for real though,
It's
as
not that crazy.
a betting man, if you had to bet, which one would you bet on?
Oh.
Like if they said, hey,
I'm always betting against Dak.
Chiefs miss the playoffs.
you
Bet on that?
What you take?
You think I would bet on Dak to make it?
Cowboys.
I was one of the
I'm
worst
taking the
ever in
Cowboys.
playoffs.
I believe in the Cowboys.
Patty's not missing the playoffs, man.
I believe in them to win 10 games.
Look at what
Maybe Carson Wentz.
10 games.
Oh, Andy
Hey,
Reid
that's
is
it
not
for us.
missing the
What a
playoffs.
show. Today was a blast. Herds up next.